This year we have had so many terrific essays and scholarship applications and scholarship essays turned in. It has really been a very rewarding year, and we are so very, very proud of the young people represented and their schools and all the hard work and effort they've put into this. Anything else we need to say about how wonderful they and their families and everything are, I'm going to leave to Patsy, who is going to preside today while I hand out certificates and shake hands. Well, I should introduce I'm Laura McCullough. I am the regent here, Key Corner chapter. This is the last one of these I'll preside at. My term is almost up, and I know they're all sitting there going, whoo, and it's a 3-year term, but it has been wonderful, and this, like I said, is one of my very favorite things to do, is see all these great young people.
Patrick Henry made his famous appeal to the Second Virginia Convention. He began with the sentiment that different men often see the same subject in different lights. And therefore, I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen if, entertaining as I do opinions of a character very opposite to theirs, I speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. He said, "It is natural to man to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against a painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transforms us into beasts. Is this the part of wise men engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we supposed to be of the number of those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not, the things which so nearly concern their temporal salvation? For my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it." He then proceeded to present his argument for joining the fight for freedom in a series of rhetorical questions and answers with strong imagery. Henry ended his play on that March day with, "Gentlemen may cry, 'Peace, peace,' but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." Today we commemorate not only this speech, but countless other brave acts that galvanized the colonists into a force that changed the world history. We commemorate the spirit of this speech that focused our forefathers on journeys that led us to this moment in time. As members of the Daughters of the American Revolution, we trace our family trees back to our forefathers and foremothers who contributed to our country's independence. In today's quickly changing world of AI, opinions, and social media reality, the essence of documentation for facts and truth is at the core of our collective American history. For almost 250 years, our citizens have argued for their beliefs, have struggled with changing tides, have built lives, and have survived. Knowing our history prepares us for our future as well. The DAR American History Essay Contest tasks students across the country with a different writing assignment each year that looks at different aspects of American history. The competition ends on the national stage in June at the DAR Continental Congress, where the winner in each category receives a $2,500 check. This year's prompt shared that in the 1770s, there was a movement of protest from the colonists against the British due to taxes and laws. Along the eastern coast, a growing number of patriots held tea parties. The Boston Tea Party was on December 16, 1773, and the Charleston, South Carolina Tea Party and the Chestertown Tea Party followed in 1774. In October 1774, 51 women in Eatonton, North Carolina, decided to refuse to buy tea from the British because of their high taxes and laws. In 1775, women in Wilmington, North Carolina, burned their tea for the same reasons. As students learned, the 51 women who signed their name to the Eatonton Resolves could have been tried and hung for treason. Key Corner is indeed grateful for the relationship we have had with Dyersburg Middle School for the past 5 years. The teachers here today are Melissa Baker and Leslie Lay, who are also DAR members. We would also like to thank all of the participants and their parents, because sometimes the parents are the ones who end up seeing the gnashing of teeth and the pulling of hair as our students try to put their words to paper. So we would again like to thank everyone who participated, as well as their parents. Once again, we are pleased to announce the chapter winners and the additional awards each received on the district and state level. When I call your name, if you will make your way to the front to receive your certificate and medal, and I ask that your family members with you stand. 6th grade, Hudson Gadlage. When the 51 women decided they were going to sign an agreement putting their names on the line, Gadlage shared. It brought shock to some of the colonists. Hudson won first from Key Corner chapter and first in the Chickasaw district, an honorable mention in the state. Nevaeh James. When the news of Edmonton Tea Party reached Britain, James shared, Britain was very surprised because a women's political opposition was very rare. Britain didn't take it very seriously because they were just women. Nevaeh won first place for our chapter and second in the Chickasaw district. In 8th grade, Julie Ann Cundiff. Excerpt from her essay. As Penelope Barker, she observed that as she took on the leadership role in the Edmonton Tea Party, she pulled together women who wanted not only to speak of change, but see the change in our colony come to face. Julianne is no stranger to the DAR essay contest. This year she placed first from our chapter and second in the district that comprises all of West Tennessee, including Memphis. The Patriots of the American Revolution essay contest is for 9th through 12th grade students, and the prompt remains the same each year. Winners are to select a historical figure from the era of the American Revolution, which is 1773 through 1783, and to discuss how he or she influenced the course of the American Revolution, who he or she was, and his or her contribution to the founding of a new nation. Figures may be any person, whether a well-known figure or an everyday man, woman, and child, who supported the American Revolution in ways large or small. Students are encouraged to use primary sources such as immediate first-hand accounts in letters, diaries, speeches, or newspaper reports as they do their research. Of our Patriots essay winner, first place is Ellie Hightower with Dyer County High School.
A Hidden Patriot, The Legacy of Deborah Sampson. Deborah Sampson was a remarkable figure in not only American history, but also women's history. She was recognized for her determination and extraordinary bravery during the American Revolution. Through her actions, Sampson left an incredible mark on the course of the Revolution, inspiring generations to come with her story of perseverance and patriotism. She contributed directly to the war effort, challenged rigid gender roles of her time, and left a lasting impact on the nation's history. Deborah Sampson was born in Plimpton, Massachusetts on December 17, 1770. She was one of 7 children to Jonathan Sampson Jr. and Deborah Bradford Sampson. Her life began with poverty and great hardship. She soon began to learn to provide for herself. Sampson's mother was either widowed or abandoned by her father when he failed to return from a sea voyage, and her mother was then forced to send her children away, and Deborah lived with relatives until the age of 10 when they could no longer afford to care for her. She was forced to serve the Thomas family in Middleborough, Massachusetts as an indentured servant, and until the age of 18, she was to serve this family in exchange for food, clothing, and shelter. She was self-educated during this era to help her persevere through these tough times in her life. In the summer of 1779, after she completed her indenture, Sampson worked as a school teacher in the winter of 1780 and as a weaver in the winter of 1780. Working as an itinerant weaver, Sampson traveled from town to town, eking out barely enough to survive. This made her want to earn more money, and with the revolution raging on, she had the perfect idea of how to do it. At the age of 21, Sampson disguised herself as a man named Robert Shirtliff and joined the 4th Massachusetts Regiment. She was able to disguise herself very easily because of her strong physique and her height. After enlisting, she and other new recruits marched from Worcester, Massachusetts to West Point, New York, where Sampson was then chosen to serve on George Webb's light infantry troop. This was the most active troop in the Hudson Valley from 1782 to 1783. They were referred to as the light infantry troop because they carried less supplies and took part in smaller, riskier missions, which was the perfect job for her to keep her identity hidden. While there, she completed multiple tasks, scouting neutral territory, leading raids, digging trenches, and storming a British redoubt. Throughout her time of service, Deborah Sampson endured multiple injuries and still managed to keep her true identity hidden. During a skirmish on neutral ground, Sampson was shot in the shoulder. Unable to obtain proper medical treatment without revealing her identity, she allegedly left the bullet in her shoulder and continued her duty as a soldier. She was bound and determined to keep her gender concealed so that she could continue fighting for her country and its freedom. She also received a gash in her forehead from a sword and was shot in her left thigh. She tried convincing her fellow soldiers to leave her to die, but they brought her to the hospital for treatment. She would rather have died serving her country than her identity be revealed. Sampson only let the doctors treat the head wound and later removed the shots from her leg herself. Despite all her efforts, her true identity was eventually detected. After serving for a year and a half, Sampson came down with malignant fever. She became very ill and was taken to a hospital where she lost consciousness. Deborah Sampson's gender was discovered by Dr. Barnabas Binney. He revealed her identity to General Patterson, for whom she served as a waiter, through a letter. Soon after, Sampson was honorably discharged at West Point on October 25, 1783. Deborah Sampson then returned to Massachusetts, where she married a farmer, Benjamin Gannett, and had 3 children. In early 1792, Sampson petitioned the Massachusetts state legislature for her withheld pay merely because she was a woman. The General Court of Massachusetts wrote, "She exhibited extraordinary instance of female heroism by discharging the duties of a faithful, gallant soldier, and at the same time persevering the virtue and chastity of her gender unsuspected and unblemished, and verified her service." After the army, Sampson's life was typical of the farmer's wife. However, in 1802, she began a year-long lecture tour about her experiences, the first woman in America to do so. She visited many big cities on her journey to tell her story: Providence, Boston, Worcester, Springfield, Albany, Northampton, and New York City. Deborah Sampson passed away at the age of 66 in Sharon, Massachusetts on April 29, 1827. All in all, Deborah Sampson was an extraordinary woman who fought for what she believed in, no matter how impossible it may have seemed. She was one of the earliest examples of women in the United States military and, after serving, dedicated her life to closing gender gaps and motivating women to be leaders. She defied the rigid gender rules and contributed directly to the war effort, leaving a lasting impact on this country and its history. Her actions are undeniably one of the most courageous and will have a legacy that lives on forever.
We would also like to share that DAR also offers a video contest this year, that we offered one this year, but we didn't have any entrants. And we hope to see, that's a new medium, and hopefully next year we will get those cell phones out and get those video recorders going. Okay? There is the $3,500 Tennessee Society of DAR Scholarship, $1,500 Tennessee Society of DAR American History Scholarship, and the $1,000 Ellen Davies Zachariah Davies Scholarship. Key Corner was allowed to send up to 3 applicants for each, and Sonia Tucker and Penny Switzer were very pleased to report that we indeed promoted 3 of our local students to the next level for each scholarship. We offered the scholarships to 7 area schools this year and received over 30 entries. Heard back from the chairs on all 3, and our submissions were all in contention. So I commend the guidance counselors for impressing on the students to apply. These are due early in the year, and it's a testament to the students who, while enjoying their last year of high school, have their eyes on what is to come. We are extremely excited to announce that we did have a state winner this year. The Tennessee Society Daughters of the American Revolution American History Scholarship recipient is Lucy Moore. And congratulations. And Lucy is a senior at Dyer County High School. Okay. Now we come to the DAR Good Citizens class of 2025. The DAR Good Citizens program and scholarship contest are intended to encourage and reward the qualities of good citizenship. A school may elect to honor a senior as its good citizen without pursuing the scholarship option. However, we had a record number of participating high schools for 2025-26. 2025 for the scholarship and 2 more for the recognition. Dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism are the 4 pillars for consideration, and without a doubt, the 2025 class of good citizens for our West Tennessee schools is stellar. When I call your name, please come forward to receive your pin and certificate, and parents, please stand. From Classical Academy, we have Aiden Belugian, who is in Italy at the moment. His guidance counselor is Nancy Medlin. He plans to attend the University of Missouri. This 4.0 unweighted GPA student has participated at the Nationals in speech and debate after qualifying in regional competition. The act of serving is an act of compassion and empathy. The service of an individual creates a reaction that is no longer bound to their person. It does not simply foster community. It is critical to the very nature of the community itself. From Crockett County High School, we have Rachel Jordan. Guidance counselor is Carrie Smith. Congratulations. Her activities for her service epitomizes Rachel, who volunteers as a nursery worker and media specialist at her church, at the Crockett Christmas store, and the Murray City Elementary Field Day. She was part of a Honduras mission trip and helps with the Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas boxes. Congratulations. From Dyer County High School, we have Macy Armstrong. Her guidance counselor is Jennifer Ray. Macy was seen as captain of the dance team, member of student council, secretary of Health Occupational Students of America. Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, Dyer County Youth Leadership, National Honor Society, prom co-chair, president of Student Athlete Leadership Team, yearbook editor, Beta Club, Chalk Talk Broadcasting Club, and football cheer team. Congratulations to me. From Halls High School, we have Elizabeth McWilliams. Her guidance counselor is Shelley Smith. Her activities that have kept her quite busy these past years include class president for 3 years, student council member for 4 years and presently serving as president, DECA vice president for 2 years and presently serving as president, FFA member, Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, Leadership Lauderdale, National Honor Society for 2 years and serves as president, yearbook editor for 2 years, softball manager, volleyball team member. She shared in her essay, "Good people make good communities," along with a good, strong American identity. Service is a strong and important idea when it comes to a strong society and American identity. Congratulations. From Lake County, we have Mary Ava Hearn. Her guidance counselor is Michelle Johnson. To be willing to support others in our community means to be willing to share the weight of being an American. Although America is said to be the best country in the world, citizens still experience hardships. A person lending a helping hand to those that are struggling is what exemplifies what being an American is. Congratulations. From Peabody High School, Valerie Page Dyer. Her guidance counselor is Megan Gordon. Her activities, she's described as dependable with a great work ethic and a gift for problem solving. Valerie serves as treasurer of the student council, a member of the Beta Club, prom committee, Project Trenton, and is a heritage scholar. Congratulations to Megan. Ripley High School, Hannah Hathcock. Her guidance counselor is Samantha Bridgefield, and she plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. I believe that true happiness and joy come from knowing that you made a difference in the life of another. The American dream isn't just about money and fame. It's about selflessness and tireless service of others, and that service looks different for everybody. As Hannah goes on to explain how her grandparents' life of service built a sense of community that impacted the lives of others in a positive way, she shared how she is forever grateful for them and for countless others who have devoted their lives to helping the people around them. Again, congratulations. Dyersburg High School, Ava Surratt. Ava is not only the Dyersburg High School DAR Good Citizen, but she was also selected as the DAR Chickasaw District Good Citizen. This district includes all high schools west of the Tennessee River. She will be one of the youth honored guests at the DAR Statehood Day at the Tennessee State Library and Archives in May, and will receive yet another certificate plus a check for $250. Her guidance counselor is Hillary Jackson and Anna Claire Lane. Okay, and she's going to read her essay.
As Americans, we have been taught the ideals of freedom, hard work, and self-dependency ever since we could understand them. These three pillars of belief have shaped our American identity since we try to uphold each of these standards for ourselves even sometimes building one up too high from practicing it more than others. With sayings like, when there is good, there is bad, or every rose has its thorns, it is easy to see how something so seemingly sweet can turn so sour. Self-dependency is great as it teaches us to never wait for others to initiate actions for our future, but it can also turn us into people who cannot accept help from others as they see any outside help as a threat to their decision-making for themselves. Freedom allows for everyone's thoughts and feelings to be shared and validated, but sometimes these opinions are harmful to others. Hard work teaches the value of earning what we get, but it can lead to those who have been given a lot making the excuse that those who are less fortunate than them need to just work harder, which is an untrue statement a majority of the time. Americans hold the mentality that it is everyone for themselves, but being engaged with and involved with service can change this. Service at its core is humility. When we serve, we are not putting ourselves or our view of ourselves above or below anyone else. We serve simply because there is a need for it. Those we serve and those we serve with are equal as they provide each other with something. When serving, we learn to put effort into something that is not about us or for us. It eliminates the selfishness that comes with our American identity, strengthening the positives while doing away with the negatives. Without service, our American identity is weakened by our lack of awareness of others' rights to the same freedom, hard work, and self-dependency we praise in ourselves, but make us nauseous when we view it in others. In bringing out the altruistic side of people's American identity, service brings about change to our sense of community as well. When we serve, we are forced to work with others for the benefit of others. Service is a wholly unselfish act that teaches us how to work within a team for a communal need. We are forced to learn about an issue, confront it with the help of others, and fix it for the betterment of the community. Service also forces different people from different backgrounds within the same town to interact with each other, creating new relationships that would not have existed had service not been an opportunity taken by them. When we are active in service, it shows us and others that we are not alone, and that the problem the service is tackling is not just in individuals, but the whole communities. If we know we are not alone, we have a strong sense of community because that mindset makes everyone feel like they have someone who has their back. Service is a cornerstone of what makes up the goodness of the people of our nation. It fosters strong communities and healthy views that strengthen our American identity.
To the guidance counselors and teachers at all of these schools, we thank you for the working relationship that allows us to recognize, encourage, honor, and offer these programs. To all of our winners today, Key Corner chapter of DAR says thank you for your hard work and your commitment to excellence. We feel sure your futures will be bright and America will be in good hands. Thank you, and again, congratulations.